Hey y'all, I am coming to you live a little early tonight. Oh, let me shut that sound off just 1 second and turn that off. Um, I have a meeting tonight at 8 o'clock, so I had to come in a little bit early. Let me grab this link and share it over on the Facebook page so people know that I'm early. And then we'll get started. It's slowly coming up. Like I said, I hope everybody's had a great week. I hope you've been, if you follow my page, I hope you've been enjoying that. 18. Catch the replay. Shift and paste, and there we go. And post. Whew, all of that. Okay. All right, let's jump right in. I'm Brenda Sellers, an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself tonight before we get started. I like to host workshops in my home or classes or whatever you want to call them. And I do 2 of those a month. So feel free to find, if you subscribe to my email, you will get those notifications. I'm looking down so I can make sure I've got a little cleaner piece of paper to do our thing on tonight. This is busy. This one will work. All right. So I've been busy preparing for a big event. I've been preparing for card classes. It's just been fun, and I'm trying to make sure that I have everything posted and saved and all of that fun jazz for you. And during I've been participating in a 14-day challenge. And I pulled a couple of stamp sets off of my desk or off my shelf behind me over here and realized that I might have only used a sentiment in there. So for accountability, a friend and I challenged each other to pull a couple more off of our shelf and see which ones we have or haven't used and create a card with those. So I know that I'm going to use some paper that is currently on back order tonight. However, it is beautiful paper, and I feel like it goes great with this stamp set, the Wildlife Wonder. And we're going to use that bear, and we're going to create a cute card. And then when the designer series paper comes back in stock, you can get you some. So let me share my screen. That is there. Advanced camera, share. I got it right. Woohoo! Okay, let's move the silicone mat out of our way and the mouse, and let's go from there. All right, again, we're going to use Wildlife Wonder, and we are using, let me find the name of that designer series paper, All About Autumn. It's 6x6 designer series paper. Let me just show it to you real quick. I don't know if I have shown it or not, but it's gorgeous paper. So we're going to use this piece. I've got it already pulled out. Here's the back side. So it's got like a little foil tint to the back. So that's front and back. Here's front and back of that one. That looks like a sweater. And then this is pretty peacock in there. And then we'll go to the next one. It is another fall scenery, and that's copper clay. And then we got some wood grain. In the back of the wood grain is Moody Mauve. Then we've got some fall foliage, and that is Mossy Meadow. Making sure I get my colors right. Oh, good. It's showing up pretty good on the screen. And then our next one, it looks like it's some kind of textile. It looks like a sweater, maybe. And then this has got the Moody Mauve, very vanilla and pretty peacock, and some copper accents. And then here is some pumpkins, and that's pretty peacock. And some bookshelves and copper clay. And get to the correct page. Some leaves on the ground. It looks like a big pile. This is Moody Mauve, but it looks like it's a lighter color of Moody Mauve. And then this one's kind of puzzling to me. A seat cushion. That's what that looks like. And then there's some more pretty peacock, mossy meadow, and some very vanilla in the copper accents. All right, and some more trees. That looks like it's going through, like up through the branches. And then that's Moody Mauve. Not Moody Mauve, that's Mossy Meadow. Get your colors right, Brenda. And then here's some more bookshelves and very vanilla and copper clay. So these are really pretty papers, and they would make some great fall cards. So let's lay these out of the way. And the coordinating colors, Cajun Craze, copper clay, crushed curry, early espresso, Moody Mauve, mossy meadow, pretty peacock, pumpkin pie, and very vanilla. Set those in my chair. And we are going to pull out my Simply Scored tool. It's one of my favorite tools ever. And we are going to score copper clay at 4 1/4. And this will make 2 at a time. You don't have to use your Simply Scored board to do this. I just find that I get it in the right spot when I pull out that scoring tool. So then my paper trimmer, and let's cut it at 5 1/2. So now we have 2 card bases if we wanted to make 2 cards at one time. I'm going to lay this over here, and I'm going to trim this piece of Designer Series paper. My card is going to be portrait. So I need this at 4. And I want more of the sun coming through the leaves. So it's going to be 4 across the top. That. And then I'm going to trim some of the ground off, and it's going to be at 5 1/4. And we can either use those pieces on the inside, or definitely don't throw those away. Those are valuable little pieces of scrap. And then, so that's going to go like that. And let's grab our Wildlife Wonder. And I'm going to do the bear like he's walking through the woods. And see, I've only used the sentiments in this stamp set. I love them. They're great for guy cards. Actually, I like the font, so they can be great for anything. Pull that little bear out of there. And I'm going to make it say a note of thanks. There we go. An easy way to put the, I'll show you this real quick, to do the labels on the back of your stamps. My goodness, I can't think. A note of thanks. So we find a note of thanks is right here. I'm peeling it off the paper. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the block. I'm going to grab take your pick tool. Well, let's see if my fingernails will do it. Sure will. Peel that backing off. Put it in a pile over there. And then, can you see this? I think so. Line it up on your stamp and squish it down. And now you have your label on your stamp. So let's do the one for the bear. He needs a little bigger block. Nope, he won't fit on the D. He needs on the other one. Hang on. He needs on an E block. So pull the whole label off of your label sheet. It just goes on your block. And then peel the backing off. Peel the back off of that. This will let me know that I've used my stamps, won't it? As she needs to. And then line it up on your stamp. Oh, hang on. Don't get too anxious there, little guy. And it's really sticky, so make sure you've got it where you want it before you push it all the way down. And you can see it smushed on there. Hold on 1 second, please. Okay, you're good. I had to remind hubby not to get too loud on the TV. Don't want anybody stopping us. All right, so there's the colors or the stamps that we're going to use. Let's go ahead and put this on our card base. Score it so it lays flat. And then some adhesive on the back of this. Goodness, it's hard to tell where it's at. Make sure it's right side up. We don't want it upside down card. Put that in there. Now those two pieces I can lay to the side. I'm going to stamp the bear on Very Vanilla, and let's stamp him with, let me look at the coordinated colors again. I believe he's going to be early espresso. And we are probably going to stamp off so that it's a little lighter. So, because I have a piece of grid paper underneath here that has stamp marks on it, that's what we're going to use right there. Ink him up. And now my stamp has been used. Ink him down, or stamp him down. And then I'm going to stamp him right there. Oh, because I didn't want him super dark. And that worked perfectly. But the sentiment, a note of thanks, I do want it dark. So I'm going to stamp it on another piece of Very Vanilla. There we go. Put those out of the way, close this up. It slides all the way out and then folds. And now let's grab some dies. Nope, not solid shapes. I don't think there's a big enough one. Maybe there is. Nope, that's too little. We're going to go with deckled circles. Look how big these circles are. I'm using these on another card. That's why they're off, but I've got the numbers written down. So let me put them back on. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 circles. All right, so let's find the one that will just fit around him. I think we're going to go with that. Yes, it'll trim his foot off a little. No, let's go with the next one up, see what it does. And then I can put the sentiment up there because I stamped him kind of low. Actually, let's stamp him again and do it a little higher. Slide. Like I just had that ink pad under the dies. Isn't it amazing how things disappear on your desk when you're crafting? I hope I'm not alone in that. Like moving things around. All right. Stamp him down. It lightens it up. Let's put it more in the, is that the one I want to use? Yes. Puts him a little higher on the paper and then makes it easier to use the die. All right. So I'm going to cut that with my fancy dancy scissors, paper snips. And then that, let's see if it'll go through the baby. Nope. So we need our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And the platform, the number 2, the base cutting plate. We're going to go with that one. And then I'll need the next one up from that one as well. And we're going to cut it out of Early Espresso. Come off of there. It's a habit. When I cut, I always go left to right. All right, so we need the next bigger one. Okay. He's on the magnetic sheet so they don't get lost. Well, that's going to cover up that whole card front. We don't want that. Covers. Okay. Change plans. We're still going to use deckled circles, but it's going to be with the sentiment because it's covering up too much of that pretty paper. Let's see if the smaller one. It would. And I feel like the deckled circle, I'll show you. I feel like it just gives it a little rough timber feel to it. So that's why I decided to use that set of dies. We have deckled rectangles as well. Over there on your magnetic sheet. but I'm going to cut the bear out with my hands. And I may use, let me grab a deckled rectangle and see. Well, I think they are missing in action. They are missing. So we're just going to cut him out. They're in this room somewhere, I promise. They're probably in a tote from a card class. Matter of fact, I think that's exactly where they're at. All right. So see, that covers up too much of that pretty paper. So we're just going to fussy cut. And it'll give him the illusion that he's walking through the woods anyway, a little better than on the circle. Sorry for that buzz. A friend's calling. He doesn't know that I'm live right now. It's a Stampin' friend. So I can maneuver this a little better. Let me know if you like more of the wildlife stuff instead of the all of the flowers all the time. I've had this set on my desk or on the shelf over there and I haven't used it. And like I said, I'm doing the challenge and I pulled out a stamp set and it's like, I haven't used that. I need to. So another friend said she had some stamps that she hadn't used. And so we challenged each other to at least make one card with each stamp set in the next week. So I'm cheating. I'm using this stamp set for my live. So it's not really cheating. I didn't tell her how I was going to do it or when I was going to do it. She can do the same thing. Right around his ear. And as you know, my cards are rarely pre-planned when I go live. So it's crafting on the fly. Or as my daddy would say, from the seat of your pants. And sometimes I think we get our best cards from just grabbing the stuff and doing it. You know what set you want to work? Oh, I like that much better, guys. And then I'll put note of thanks right up there. Much better. Let's grab some dimensionals. See, that's where it's stamped on the back. Oh, got some on the desk already from where I was crafting yesterday. Prop his little feet up so they don't smush down. There. Put two on the back of this guy. And then I've got some really pretty, yeah, those will work. They are gems from the new catalog. Let me lay them over here so you can be looking at them. Adhesive back speckled dots. And we'll use some of that color. Catalog tells you what color they are. I don't remember. Okay. Let's put him like he's walking right there. Can you see the edges of this? Oh, I know what I want to do. Let's give it some color. And I'd already taken the backing off of the adhesive dots or dimensionals. It gives it a little more character. And you can do the line as thick or as narrow as you want. And then pop it right there. And let's use some of these darker colored dots. Oh, it matches. Put one. We're going to do a little one on there. Down here, 1, 2, and 3. All right, let me know what you think of that. I'm going to close up the ink pad before I put my hand in early espresso. But I love this paper and it needs a center. Like this is a little bit too dark to write on. So we have a piece behind us, very vanilla, so that it stays within the same colors that we're using. 5 1/4 by 4. And then what other stamps are in here? I'm gonna grab this one. And we'll just put a couple of them in the bottom. I won't mount this one because you've seen me do that. And I'm going to go ahead and use the early espresso. Here and off and off. And then adhesive. So it has no naked insides. And you can stamp the same thing on your envelope. And there we go. How about that? Slide some of this stuff out of the way so it doesn't. All right, there's our card for tonight. My paper is crooked. I hope that you enjoyed the video tonight. Let me stop the screen share. And again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you like the card. Let me know if you like that stamp set or stamp set similar to that. This paper is on back order, but it will be back available soon. So I hope that you have a great week. Go do something fun for yourself this week. Do something to take a little bit of stress off. Life is too stressful to stay busy all the time. So, all right, have a great night, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for watching.